Okay, is DFA here? Was the question, are they here? Apparently not. But we can answer, but okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
And they need to come to the table. State your name for the record.
Deanna Munn Smith.
Put the microphone where we can hear you.
Deanna Munn Smith.
Thank you.
I'm Michelle Baker.
Michelle Baker. Okay, thank you for coming. Are you personally, are you familiar with this case?
Neither one of us, I'm not aware of this
Oh,
bill.
you're going to have to pull your microphone out so we can hear you.
I'm not aware of this
Okay.
bill.
So my question to you specifically then is, in this case, when someone else is supposed to pay the taxes, how can this gentleman then bear that burden? Or why is he the one that's fined?
What? Fair Department of
No, I'm actually not.
You can pull that microphone to you. There you go.
Sorry. That doesn't sound correct to me.
Turn it on.
Well, the light brings on.
Yeah, the green's on. Is that better? I'm actually not familiar with these particular rules, so it doesn't sound right that they should be responsible for the tax.
You're right, it doesn't sound right. We're going to let you speak. If you don't mind, go ahead and visit and answer our questions if you can.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee. Actually, it is the retailer's responsibility to make sure that they're buying from a licensed wholesaler. Unfortunately, in this case, Mr. Hargis was not buying from a licensed wholesaler. What he was actually buying from was an online retailer. And while they do sell cigars throughout the state, there is a provision where he could have gotten the ability to pay excise tax to a DFNA if he wanted to buy from them, but they would have still had to be a licensed wholesaler with the state, and they are currently not, nor are they then. So, it goes back in our agency's mind to just, it is personal responsibility to make sure we follow the law. But not only he did not have invoices. We had to track everything, all his purchases through package slips. And Madam Chair, one of the reasons why we oppose this bill is we do have a major smuggling problem in the state. And our agents, when they go in, it is hard to define. In the last 2 years, we've had 79 cases involving smugglers that we've managed to apprehend. And their evaded tax in the last 2 years is $530,742.
Is how much?
$530,000, over $500,000. I understand Mr. Hargis is a fine, upstanding businessman. We did have many phone conversations, and Mr. Hargis then was gracious enough to come to Little Rock. We did negotiate this settlement down from him. The original fine, I have a handout. May I pass it out to you?
Well, why don't you tell us what you have first, and we'll see if it's necessary.
Yes, ma'am. This basically, his original fine could have been, under Arkansas law, could have been $36,250. Our original proposal was $19,125, and then we settled it down to $9,000. There are 3 elements to his fine. One was the evaded tax on each stick cigar, like he said. The second one was buying from an unlicensed wholesaler. That was a $500 fine. And the third one was failure to maintain invoices, and that also is a $500 fine. And we appreciate Senator King, his visits with our agent, but under this current bill, this would basically neuter our agency and the ability to track smugglers, because one of their biggest things that they do is they will go to Memphis. Arkansas has a 68% tax rate on OTP. Tennessee has a 6.6. They will go to Tennessee and buy truckload, SUV loads of tobacco and bring them back in the state. And the only way that we can track that is if they have invoices. So under this provision, under the law that Mr. Hargis broke, there would be no penalty at all. And you talking about a smuggler's dream, smuggling will be on in Arkansas if this passes. To Mr. Hargis's credit, he did work very well with us. I think we worked very well with him. but ultimately, we have to have some personal responsibility somewhere.
I
And
understand, we're just trying to understand partly is how do you make sure someone else pays their taxes and why that burden is on the
Well-
purchaser. If they're purchasing them from an area, they're mailing it to them.
But, Madam Chair, they have to purchase from licensed wholesalers, and then those wholesalers in turn do pay their excise taxes to DF&A. But when he's purchasing from someone, this would be no different than a smuggler driving to Memphis and buying from an unlicensed wholesaler. Right now, on the east side of the state, we really battle OTP, other tobacco products, SCO, Copenhagen loose leaf tobacco. But on the west side of the state, we really battle cigars, because Texas's cigar rate is 1/100th of the tax rate burden that we have here in Arkansas. So a retailers there many times go to the Sam's in Texarkana, or go to the markets, the wholesale markets in Dallas, and buy there. And that's why the importance of invoices is great for our agency.
We understand that, but
Yes,
we
ma'am.
also know that you've got an upstanding citizen apparently that's tried to do the right thing, and it sounds like he's been treated like a criminal thus far. But I'm gonna let Senator King respond. He wants to ask you some questions.
Yes,
Go ahead,
ma'am.
Senator King, you're
I
recognized.
just want you to listen to the language he's using. That's exactly my point of how we had discussions. The difference, he's talking about smugglers. He's not talking about somebody, he talks about personal responsibility. Mr. Hargis took personal responsibility in the end. And Mr. Hargis is not a smuggler, folks. In my time in the legislature, we give agencies a lot of power and control because we need to do that. Okay, they have a whole wide range of situations. But when they don't use that discretion properly, then unfortunately we've got to take the time to come up here. Senator Rice, maybe some people out there, is not trying to be a tax evader because it's just something he mentioned on his plane. That's different than he keeps using this language, smuggler. Well, come up with something with criminal penalties to put those people in jail. That's the hammer you need. You don't need to be treating some person out here like Mr. Hargis, who runs 5 stores, has a lot of employees, and there is no way that you can run things perfectly or know everything about what you're doing with every wholesaler out there. So that company that he just mentioned, maybe they were the ones that had the personal responsibility issue. But to start out and start mentioning $36,000 fines out of $700 untaxed tobacco, then go to $19,000, and then come down to $9,000 on somebody that his only offense before, after running 5 stores, is only sales to a minor, which actually would happen if even the Pope ran a bunch of stores and had employees and make mistakes out here. He's not evading responsibility here. He's taking responsibility. The only thing is about this bill is stop treating those people like a smuggler.
Thank you, Senator King. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next question with Senator Bond.